The Duke and his wife Meghan Markle have been waging a war against so-called misinformation for years, and combating this is set to become a major part of their work through the Archewell Foundation. However, Harry appears to have U-turned on what he previously implied was misinformation about the pandemic. Back in April 2020, when the UK and many other countries were in their first lockdown, Harry suggested that the situation is not as bad as the media were making it out to be. At the time, he and Meghan were living in Los Angeles with their son Archie. Harry appeared on the Declassified podcast, which documents military stories, and discussed Captain Sir Tom Moore raising more than £30 million for NHS charities. World War II veteran Captain Tom became the nation's hero last year for raising such a huge amount of money by walking laps of his garden. He sadly died aged 100 in February after testing positive for COVID-19. Harry said he was incredibly proud to see what individuals across the UK have been doing, calling it the very best of the human spirit. He said, "It's also proving that I think things are better than we're led to believe through certain corners of the media. It can be very worrying when you're sitting there and the only information you are getting is from certain news channels, but then if you are out and about or you are on the right platforms, you can really sense this human spirit coming to the forefront." At the time, more than 15,000 had already died after testing positive for COVID-19. The government was facing mounting criticism over shortages of personal protective equipment, PPE, and coronavirus tests for frontline healthcare workers. A doctor and former Downing Street advisor described Harry's words as outrageous and ill-informed. Professor Carol Sikora asked of the prince, what are his qualifications for making these comments other than deserting his country in its hour of need? He told The Sun that journalists had been doing great work holding the government to account. He said, "The media has also championed the NHS and become a key ally of doctors, nurses and key workers. They should be applauded, not vilified." Nadra Ahmed, chair of the National Care Association, also suggested that Harry had not seen all the evidence, adding that some of the things she had heard were harrowing. Now, a year down the line, more than 127,000 people have lost their lives to coronavirus in the UK alone, and more than 3.2 million have worldwide. Prince Harry seems to understand the gravity of the situation now, throwing his weight behind VaxLive as a campaign chair, along with Meghan. At the event for yesterday, Harry called for world leaders to make sure vaccines are available for all. He said, "This pandemic will not end unless we act collectively with an unprecedented commitment to our shared humanity. The vaccine must be distributed to everyone everywhere. We cannot rest or truly recover until there is fair distribution to every corner of the world." Addressing the frontline workers in attendance, he said, "Tonight is a celebration of each of you here, the vaccinated frontline workers in the audience and the millions of frontline heroes around the world. You spent the last year battling courageously and selflessly to protect us all. You served and sacrificed, put yourself in harm's way and acted with bravery, knowing the costs. We owe you an incredible debt of gratitude."